think we're going to start on burrata. So we have a burrata salad, which is our second course. I'm just going to clear stuff out of the way. I love burrata. I think it's a fantastic cheese, and it's actually 2 cheeses in one, which makes it even cooler. Burrata is basically mozzarella, stretched mozzarella, and they make a pocket out of it, and they fill it with what they call stracciatelle, which is remnants of mozzarella and cream. So it's very creamy, as I was saying. With do it how you like. You know, we were working on this dish and just talking about it. And I said, I just want something really simple. I just want a simple, clean salad. We have beautiful greens, which are grown right here, and I don't want to overcomplicate things. Gail and I were chatting, and we had the carrot tops, so we did a carrot cake for dessert, and we had these carrot tops, and he said, you know what would be really good? A carrot top pesto, and then we don't waste anything. And so that's what we made, and it is absolutely fantastic, and we're using that as the base. So I'm going to, they kindly plated it for me, but this is basically pine nuts, olive oil, carrot tops, and pureed in a RoboCoupe. Very simple. Everybody knows how to. Does everyone know how to make pesto genovese? Just this basic pesto, right? There's actually like competitions, and classicists would say you have to do it with a mortar and pestle, and we don't do that. We use a RoboCoupe. We're modern age people. I do think it tastes fine. Some people would posit the theory that you're bruising the basil, but I think if you take a rock and a rock bowl and smash it to pieces, you're kind of bruising it there. We're going to just dress this with a little of that extra virgin olive oil, and then a little salt, little pepper. You put a little lemon, and then we've been doing. We have this group that comes to the hotel, and this famous chef. He was a judge on Iron Chef. His name's Mario Rizzuti. He comes from Chicago, and he cooks for these people, and he has a business, so he always tries to convince me to buy his wonderful products that he imports from Italy, and they're all like extraordinary quality, and price is extraordinarily high, and but it's really, really nice stuff. And so this time around, I took the liberty of buying a bottle of his balsamic, and this is an aged balsamic that is aged in cherry wood casks. So they use cherry trees. They make barrel staves out of it, and then build casks, and then they age it in there. And I believe this is somewhere around 50 years old, which is still younger than me, but not that much. Anyways, it is fantastic, and you can taste the cherry in it. And I've seen so many things where they tell me like, oh, this is amazing, and you're going to taste this and taste that, and I can't taste any of it. And I think I have a pretty good palate. But this is the real deal. You can taste it. It is absolutely lovely. This is like I said, it's a very, very simple salad. Nothing too complicated. But in the Italian kitchen, simplicity is king. We did add a couple luxurious ingredients. I want to be consistent with what Chef's doing. Chef Gail, because he will make it fancy when I'm not looking. And then I'll look like I don't know what I'm doing. So you got to kind of keep on top of this guy. Here we have a little bit of truffle. So we have summer truffle, just sliced. Sliced summer truffle. This is falling into the luxurious section here. But the flavors really, really go well together. And then we took some of these Kai Kai Farm cherry tomatoes, and we basically just cut them in half, and sliced shallots, marinated, a little bit of olive oil, and then we're just going to add that to the salad. So already you have, I think right there you have just a beautiful salad. Like, it's beautiful, it's fresh, it's clean, it has all the flavors that you'd be looking for. I know I'm going to need to use my hand to get this lined up right. We take a little bit of that juice, and this is a fantastic thing. Just on a side note, this tomato salad, we use it for a million different things. We do this, we'll use make a chicken parmesan, Milanese, breaded chicken, and then we'll just put this on top with a little arugula. We use this for a million things in the restaurant. It's fantastic. It's delicious flavor. You can put a little white balsamic vinegar in, put a little dark balsamic, black or regular balsamic vinegar in, sherry vinegar if you want to do a Spanish-themed kind of idea. When in the olden days, I used to compete a lot, and I would go all over country, competing internationally, and so I would peel the tomatoes, and I'd marinate them in barrel-aged sherry vinegar and little salt, little fresh herbs, and absolutely amazing. Just blows up with flavor. And so all this juice in here is just fantastic. So you can just sprinkle a little bit of this on, and that's kind of your dressing. You have olive oil, lemon juice, and then just to finish it off, we're going to drizzle a little bit of this. In the process, basically, they take Trebinets grapes, and they'll make juice, basically masked, and then they'll make wine out of it, and then through fermentation, the alcohol will be converted to acid. And so as this process goes on, they take that vinegar, they put it in barrels, and then they age it over time. And basically, you familiar with like the angel share in wine or whiskey, where it just evaporates, right? The water evaporates, you get more concentrated, and you lose some of your volume. And that's what happens with this. The barrel allows air to move in and out. The environment and atmosphere will affect the quality of affect the nature of the wine or whiskey or in this case vinegar. And as that water evaporates, it becomes more concentrated. As it becomes more concentrated, especially with balsamic, the sugars become more concentrated. So you get this wonderful sweetness. And so you have acid, and we all know, acid and sweet, right, is just a lovely combination. And so when you get that with the grape juice, and you just see how thick it is, it just almost becomes a syrup. And it'll have a lovely flavor. And that is it. That is our burrata salad with kai greens, little marinated tomato, and carrot top pesto. Winter truffles are firmer, they're darker. You'll see the summer truffles are very light in the core. Texturally, they're a little more spongy. They still have a nice flavor, and they still have that truffle flavor you're looking for. It's just much milder. It doesn't. It's much lighter, and it doesn't have that intense truffle thing. So winter truffles, the classic is scrambled eggs or eggs. We used to do it quite often, mostly for ourselves because it's hard to do in volume. But we'd store the truffle in a jar with a bunch of eggs, and then the eggs would take on that perfume. You'd cook your eggs, and they'd be delicious and truffly. So that was a classic thing: eggs and truffles, shaving truffles over top. Classic, a lot of people do beef. You want stronger flavors. You want that salt and fat, and then you get that real, a more musky, truffly flavor. And it's fantastic. But usually that's the direction they go with winter truffles. Summer truffles are much lighter. You can dress salads with it. You could, some fish, if you did like a red wine sauce, you could even do it with some like a fattier, heavier fish, salmon, wild caught or something. There are, which would be non-conformist. It wouldn't be like a traditionalist kind of thing, but you can do it, and it would work. But I am going to show you how to French a lamb rack